So, last map, we got RRQ on attack, we got DRX on defense, and dude, that's a lot of classics.
Thought processes why DRX have opted to start on the defensive side.
In terms of the pistols, we've got 2-2.
Strats of what RRQ have to play with them or not, because historically DRX have been worse on this defensive side compared to their attacking side. So do they just want to come out the gates a little bit better swinging or not, or give themselves a little bit more room to try and recover? Who really knows?
Yeah, that's nice. Spam the alarm bot. Molly goes off instant as well. Create a little bit of pressure with the smoke, but Destroyer clears all of that. So the only real question mark created is C pressure.
A little something happened on the game of Valorant earlier on. There was a huge, very huge overtime scenario where RRQ
prioritizing orbs on Kushi.
Big long overtime trophy.
Why are you bringing this up?
Because this is an important match, and it should go deep.
We'll see if RRQ can attempt at breaking that record. We've been close to overtime in the first map.
Look at the rotations of this.
Yeah, the one-person fake on this is pretty nice.
Rotating door, forces out of smoke, gate crashes away, makes the
Open the door, pulls 3 over towards A. Still a 2-person holder.
DRX still staying true to their setup.
Do they save the Molly the whole time as well? Molly's good. That smoke, they can go on afterwards. Okay, this is nice though. They create pressure over towards B, but that is a Teva nade combo. That was so strong.
That's when DRX also still has players online. So straight into the C side, they will stream. You got DRX in spades on this spot. Still,
dude, you gotta get that kill. Oh, freeing.
True right now. 10 seconds left to get the spike down, but they don't necessarily need it. 4v1. So many of their players low HP though.
How if RRQ managed to pull this
one? It was kind of nice from RRQ, like the pressure over towards B, made the rotate come in, also put the wall up so when they did hit back over towards C, they didn't have to get through the smoke. Then they just end up winning duels on the side though. And they were like low HP, and they still kind of are, but
that's exactly where Crazy Guy would be. So
that's one of the low HPs though.
Into the smoke, Smonyet might just be able to push into the back of
okay, very, very nice. Terms of the pistols, 3-2.
Like a neat recovery
1-1 every single map.
As I was saying, when they decided with 20 seconds to go to try and get in towards that B site, and they're waltzing in towards, you know, a Bane C's and a nade to come out from Houndman too. I mean, I thought the paint shells was just going to be the end-all to the round, but apparently not. 10 seconds to go, and Jemkin opens up with a couple of good kills. You got Crazy Guy and Xfero in for one as well, and you just set yourselves up for the opportunity to win the round. So these are little mid-round calls that you need to be very decisive on. Heard it on the desk earlier, right? This is the map where the IGLs probably need to step up, and a lot of great calling.
Yeah, we've seen Crazy Guy step up in that department on Icebox.
Yeah.
It's Lotus right now, though. Especially with the guns in their hands. Just classic. Move up front. Jemkin possibly able to gate crash. Well, no, not quite. He's just looking for as much as he can with this ghost right now. There's the gate crash.
Nice, got good info.
To come out in this round from DRX, you would expect for the remainder of this round as well. As there's a big old pivot towards the B site. It'll make it pretty difficult for DRX to just get in with the classics.
Looking like they can keep this one real clean.
Round should go RRQ's way.
The thing that's good for DRX, I guess, at the moment is the fact that all the kills are like evenly spread from RRQ, so they're not like gonna have one of the ults maybe into the first 2 buy rounds.
Just win.
Just win.
Easy.
Don't flash yourself like that.
Oops, don't flash yourself.
It's okay. Hot time. He's gather information for the team. And time for Xfero to sneak up from the back to find the 4K.
Kind of close to the ult, but it's also a Viper on attack. Still going to get over towards the site.
For sure, with the Ghost able to get the kills, but now we have the bonus rounds to come on through, and this is where we need to see DRX step it up, unlike what they weren't able to do over on the second half of Icebox. 5 in a row closer.
Guys, listen.
I'm telling you, we can make a great montage with all the noises. I'm telling you. Gun round though. Gun round out for DRX.
Strong bonus.
So let's see what they're going to have to do.
And they're not committing over towards A. They got the Euro to TP out of there, so as soon as they see the combo, they can TP out. They say as Jemkin takes the timing dodges all the util. dodges the fade eye because it fell down.
Not able to
Okay,
find
dude,
any
a lot of utility.
moments
Nearly
to
managed to
gain
sneak
an
out
advantage
here.
early on in this round for DRX. Meanwhile, it's going to be Hyunmin instead. Jemkin down. Kind of go time for RRQ to this B site though.
Right, trying to
Whoa.
kind of overstay his welcome, but right now with the mid-round calls, quick and decisive, RRQ will be
Dude,
able
nice
to bulldoze
trades.
their way into this
Just
B
freeing
site.
send it.
Inside of the smokes, might be able to play spoiler, and he
Beast.
does! 2
Beast.
kills, 3 kills! And it just
Beast.
completely throws around
Still though,
upside down.
like kill, armor
Very
rebuy.
nicely done for
Could have
freeing
been a
there.
lot worse though. I thought they were
Able
going to lose that round at
just
one
great
point.
transfer, finding the right timing to get through the smoke. Of course, not on the Teo now for this one, onto the Killjoy. So, bit of a change up to allow Australia to go on to the Viper.
Dude, if he doesn't lose
Always
this, they
seeing
lose
some
that.
good value from Viper players on this map as well, and having opportunities for operators, for example, with wall ups and downs. So I'll be excited to see when that does look to come out for these teams. This time, however, though, of course, too early for that.
Fade eye over
Once
towards
again,
A, spots a
A-roll
couple, then we get the
controlling
judge set up
contest
with the
that
Prowler
RRQ
as well. So
will weather.
Fade doing a
As
lot
I
around
say
the
that,
map,
though, maybe
and
Marco
Smackos
actually getting
just straight up spam this.
Literal tail end bullet through the corner of that rotating door.
Oh, and he's still spamming.
Oh my god, he's wrecking everyone.
Xpharaoh, crazy guy.
Going for all the
They
warbangs.
were within range of getting domed,
Dude.
but right now...
Xpharaoh not absolutely owning people.
Clone instantly dealt with.
Oh my
Mako
god,
not
look at
able
him
to
go.
sidestep.
Someone stop this guy.
Hyunmin, though, turns back
Oh, the
around.
Viper
He's
roll.
a crazy guy, but oh!
What the hell are these shots,
Still
man?
the peak shells at the very least.
Look at the spike, though, Quack.
Kind of buys time, yes.
At rubble.
Not quite picked up. Jemkin's looking to go for it, and he's able to hold the
So
angle.
calm.
Very aware.
The
Yeah,
Viper
that's
ult
really
goes
unfortunate
down.
that
Does
the
Australia
DRX
even
members
consider this guy's going to go heaven? No, he doesn't.
not there to hit the
Dude,
shots
Xpharaoh
together,
is
and
playing
Australia
very well
not
right
expecting a
now.
flank from
He's
the
getting so many
counter
important
Viper.
kills
Taking
that
out.
make rounds that shouldn't be doable.
All of a sudden,
He's
a
9
quick
and 1.
round
He's
where
taken over.
RRQ, instead of having Jemkin to
Got more kills
gain
than everyone.
attention and then gate crash away, it's a full hit, and it's one that, even though Mako found the early pick, DRX didn't quite anticipate for the entire team to be around this spot. And also, great cognizance from Jemkin.
Yeah, I mean, just the bait and switch on that door, the breakable one to try and bring that through for DRX. Jemkin, a great round. Certainly if we've got a lot of these individual moments come through from RRQ, right, it can pave the way for successes here.
And now with the full
Yeah, nice, easy round on this one. Do we pop the ult?
play into a weaker bot DRX on the C site.
Yeah,
So
try
everyone's been spotted out.
and trap him out.
Okay, no real tunnel vision, just being able to tell this team that this is clear, make sure the util's good. Oh, he popped the ult. Oh, I'm not sure about that one, Hyunmin. Dude, he did so much damage though. He did like 200 damage with the ult. Look at the HPs, 20, 45, 45. Mako could probably kill them all with one,
Not entirely sure if it's safe enough.
all with one
Mako
blast of the Stinger.
looking for some possible angles.
I mean, the Stingers in this situation, man,
You think?
they can absolutely wreck them.
Oh, it all comes down to the positions, but unfortunately Mako has been spotted out, and it's just the classic left.
Oh
Decent
man,
shot
this
coming
got
out through
so
with a headshot,
scary.
but still,
But they got the Razor
RRQ,
out of them,
they're
like the wind's
leading with a
there.
Very good score right now.
Good spot. Fault line out, not giving him a opportunity to spray the Stinger. I got a highlight as well in that round. The showstopper brought out from Hyunmin, and it finds Zilch. If that had found a kill, or maybe even two, towards the bend, it may have been able to switch the round over towards DRX's favor. Look how low they are. The spam comes on towards Mako, and then just the classic at the end for Bane. Bit rough there. Wouldn't be surprised for DRX if they drop this round, of course, to have a timeout, because momentum is in RRQ's favor.
We'll see. I mean, right now, at least looking to contend once again for the A plays. RRQ happy with the utility baited out then to rotate and transition over onto the C site.
Yeah, are we just gonna ult off the back of this? We might. Got shot early, they don't get much info, they don't know about back of sight. Speaking of back of sight though, this is a lot down to freeing. Oh my.
Somehow able to find the kill, and Cushy to follow.
Yeah, close quarters,
Holy,
and then
how
to
do they
watch
win
for the
so many of these
waterfall angle
duels?
as well. Just Mako and Hyunmin left. Hyunmin,
Dude, they're just
maybe looking to sneak
insta-reacting,
one
by the way.
over, but- Oh, slight sidesteps, and he's able to still at least collect on towards the next. Hyunmin tapping onto the brakes.
Are they saving here? Yeah. they're able to sneak out, but it feels like it's with the tail between their legs, isn't it?
Too dicey. It's not a situation that you want to contend with, so in fact, it might be a wise decision sometimes.
I mean,
Not the hill you want to die on.
no, the Nightfall comes in to try and counter the aggression on the back of the Rolling Thunder. And Jemkin is able to find the opener and then just followed up by a couple of extra members of RRQ.
The force, they keep like forcing into areas, and a lot of the time they have to like win the duel or like kill someone within the first 2 bullets. And they keep doing it. Like, they keep doing it. And it means that person that could be getting multi-kills is just getting none.
Allowed to really
It's insane.
establish some positioning. They could run away with this half. That's why I was kind of questioning earlier
Everyone
as
was
well, right?
fadeed.
Why have DRX opted to start on the defensive side? It's been your most
Imagine he gets that
lackluster
first
side.
kill.
Did you have an idea? Did you know, do all the preparation to try
No
and
timeout.
really have some counters? No timeout.
That was with everything, with the Nightfall as well, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
Coach is feeling like they don't
Yeah, maybe
necessarily
saving the
need to
time
if
up for
they're
the big
enjoying
buy rounds.
at least the calls and the ideas for the team to be able to come back for themselves, right?
We'll see. Currently, again, you know, trying to be able to read RRQ's movements, but down to fights themselves, it's RRQ.
I'll give you 100 subs if
time
PaperX
staggering.
qualify for Toronto. Dude, I'll take that. The amount of train upgrades we can buy with 100 subs. Get the new seats.
Oh God! He managed to.
Maybe
spot
Mini
one
won't
out
have
at
to
least,
work.
but it was clone. Hyunmin then for the double kill, but Crazy Guy for the trades.
Get some
right
vending
back.
machines or
Baby
something.
looking to b-hop himself into safety. You've got Baby Door broken up apart, but Xfero with a sudden lurk springing over on towards Estrella, freeing.
Becomes a bullet train, yeah.
Needs the gun
To upgrade the
and he
train
will
in
be able to
general.
achieve it. Estrella caught yet again with a knife in hand. So in this 2 versus 2, your options.
You'll add
as
50 on
DRX,
top of
one
that, you
out
lot are
retake
crazy. Chat, get the
with
screenshots
the
out.
Lockdown wouldn't be the
Gotta
worst
keep the
thing.
receipts.
Depends on Bane's position as well. He's playing a
Yeah.
really close one and done.
Pretty much. He needs one at least here to.
The
allow
party on that
Freeing
train's gonna be
lower
crazy,
HP.
dude.
Not even looking for the Prowler play. Even RRQ though, they have a slight chance to possibly sneak on over, but instead they will walk straight into Bane's crosshairs. The trade found. Crazy Guy with a one-on-one freeing. Is this where you use the lockdown? No, he sneaks in. Crazy Guy doesn't quite know, but he tucks himself in the corner
Boy,
instead as
tucks
well.
in.
Freeing then.
Oh,
to
dude, he just beat him
keep on
timing-wise. He's
over.
actually not gonna think
Certainly
he's
looking
here.
for the tap.
Probably the last place
Crazy
he
Guy pushes over, but
considers.
he's not looking in the right way.
It's
Just
so
turns in
sick.
the nick of
He
time.
literally
The
just
third
got
kill
around the
found in
corner.
round, and RRQ with a win streak at their hands.
They can't lose
The
rounds.
lurks from Xfero have been damn well potent in this one so far, right? You saw the tail end on what he was able to do on the last map as well, really trying to just play with rotations, and this time he's certainly just done it again, hasn't he? Peeking in through the B side of things. Yeah, the turret is supposed to be there to spot out the information, but if you as defenders are feeling a little bit of pressure, you're putting up that Viper's Wall to stave off any split aggression to come on through, right? And unfortunately, it is the fact that that Viper Wall is up that helps
It's a late
Xfero
timeout.
go for that little later flank there. Now the timeout does come out for DRX at the 6-1 mark, which, you know, already concedes the half to RRQ. They also, you know, do get a discussion in a timeout. It's not just the team that calls the timeout that gets to converse. So these are the sort of scenarios as well where you give RRQ the time to really come out with a different look at this side of things as well, right? What have they figured out in this map so far?
I don't know. I tell you what though, Komodo, it certainly looks and feels as though the stars are aligning for RRQ to make their first ever international appearance. This
PaperX
could
loses, you
be
gotta burn your...
there's a
Dude, stop
chance
trying to
there
get me
may
to
be
burn
an
shirts, chat.
SCA representative?
Not burning my
Yes,
clothes.
there very well could be. Not just the Korean teams. All the SEA fans clamoring
It's a
for
constant
this
theme.
one approach.
It's all I heard this
DRX,
week.
Though, now with the timeout.
This happens, burn
let's
this
see.
shirt.
What it converts into here as well, what different looks there may well have been discussed on this defensive side from DRX. Pretty stock standard again though, with the rubble control, with a little bit of utility, having Marco still in the
Yeah,
trigger
every time they went
door.
aggro over towards
Do
A,
see
they pretty
that,
much reacted straight
Strayer is
into
actually on the C side
a C
itself
hit.
this time to assist with the
They're
free.
gonna do it again.
Who might need
There's
to
no
drop
way
the
they can
lockdown a
force
little bit
through
earlier
this.
than expected
Okay.
with all the utility that
This is nice
starting
though.
to get
We're not fully
hammered into
committing.
the C side, but it suppresses a little bit, quiets on down.
Just to hold position.
Bane will throw out a Prowler for the information, but it's no time for RRQ.
Straight in with the Armageddon and the Gate Crash, but Estrella just marks the position. Then the lockdown coming over.
I can't believe they tried to
Flushed away
force in
across
it.
the map.
Yeah, you can just
I
get out
can't
in
believe,
that
but
sort of
honestly, with the
scenario as
rounds
well.
they've
Your
been
job has
getting
been
away
done.
with,
Now
I
you
also
can
don't
test with a
blame
little bit
them.
of rotations over
You
to the
you must feel
side
like you're
of a
unstoppable
Marco
at the
does not
moment.
need to challenge whatsoever. Hyunmin as well. This is looking better for
Yeah,
DRX.
they needed like a reality check on this round a little
Everyone
bit.
now
They have been
aware of
getting away
every
with
single
some mad
possible
rounds.
position, especially the one where oftentimes Jemkin gate crashes into. That was a pivotal play off towards a lake now, and that's where Hyunmin is able to lock down
Okay,
the
this might get
angle.
close.
DRX puts themselves
Because
on the board.
that's a round with everyone
Alrighty, timeout
surviving, 3
conversion
armors,
going
that's
DRX's
it.
way, but more importantly for me, and I think a lot of fans out there as well, is are they going to be able to get successful rounds in a row? They weren't able to do it at all on the previous map, bar the first and second round, which was the pistol, and then the second round after the pistol when your opponents really don't have any legs to stand on, right? So this is the time that we need to see them double down. That's the first round they've actually won besides the bonus in this map.
It would be a good chance for it with the ultimates online.
Yeah, but you also got to contend that RRQ do have a dimensional drift. And we know what information that's going to be able to find for Jemkin to bait out rotations and bait out utility. He's scoping out the breakable room at the moment. He'll be spotting out where Bane is, and he'll be spotting out all of these abilities.
Oh god,
Oh,
he got
pocket.
so
And
owned.
he's just stuck into this
Dude,
one
and he
spot.
doesn't get one.
Unfortunate, as he's not able to come up with some
The
kills,
suppress
but
was
Mako
sick,
picks
but
up the
Mako's
slack.
just
4K found in the
unbelievable.
round. Crazy guy to even out the
1v2.
odds. 1v2 still though. If he finds one more, that would be Rolling Thunder.
Oh,
He's got to sneak away, freeing. Thanks to Estrella's jump peak, knows
Sorry.
exactly where he is. Freeing
He knows where they both
well,
are.
though, but manages to tuck away.
Yeah, Crazy Guy was ready.
Dude, the
for that as
open
well.
of the
You can
door
see his
into walk
crosshair
over towards
was
C,
at the
kinda
right
nice.
spot. He knew
No
that that
alarm
was a
bot down over
possibility.
towards
So
there.
now, in this 1 versus 2.
Must have picked up on the
What
rotate,
you
I
look
guess.
to do is Crazy Guy, a Rolling Thunder when you get the plant down, an aftershock as well, so you want to plan in
Dude,
a
he must be
position where you're
so
going to
tempted
be
to use
able
his
to
ult. If they
these.
lose this, they eco. I think he's using ult here.
Best possible spot.
I reckon he
What does he
ults
wanna go
it.
for? Does he want to try and plant it a little bit more for
We'll
the whole
see.
side of things, or for mounds?
Oh, he's
He opts
definitely
for the
gonna
latter.
ult if he gets the plant for
Generally, you would
mounds.
expect him to
Problem is
place
he's against the
planes
smoke,
around
so
spot,
does he
right?
actually
So
go
see
mounds?
if there's going to be any differences. No. Alarm bot.
There's the
actually
alarm
managed
bot.
not to
Oh,
trip.
okay.
Does that bait them though?
He's got no
Ah,
idea,
it's a
but
shame.
Didn't expect him to be
Yeah,
so
a lot of
slow.
util to deal with
watching the
that.
angle, that's right.
So nicely done from DRX there. They get the opening engagements won despite the rocket being removed on the back of, well, individual heroics, right? Marco. Let's have a Marco highlight.
You gotta watch exactly how he found every single one of these, you know, dancing back and forth around this rubble area.
Yeah, that looks so easy.
Everyone seized up and choked up thanks
Yeah.
to Bane's seize as well.
But then you got to remember that it was a 1 versus 2 at the end, so there was still some damage delivered by RRQ to make things plausible for a collection of the rounds. Just not able to get done by Crazy Guy. Nano Swarm kind of funneling him into the crosshair of freeing.
Did they
because
squeeze
they're
out a
already
buy? How?
So a third round now.
They're
for
missing so
DRX.
much.
See if they
Wait,
can
they're missing
continue
everything.
Any sort of streak where you aren't seeing
They have no
utility
util.
of
Why have they
Fade and
forced?
paint shells to actually net a kill towards the A main choke point, but you are staving them off a little bit with that haunt that comes out, and now some extra utilities that forces Jemkin to get out. And
Okay, well that was your only TP.
That's where we've seen this exact game plan for the past several rounds. Once again, RQ just baiting them off of A, and then back into its
Smoke,
B
smoke,
position.
Omen flash.
You got
Wait, do
Lip
they
smoked
literally
off,
never
so
play
some spam's
Heaven?
Possible, but
Is that what's going on here? Is that why they've been forced in B so much? They never play Heaven.
To cut them off on rotations as well. Rolling Thunder to buy further time.
Yeah, it hit 2 of them over towards the C-Link side of things.
Ooh. And if you're a DRX, I mean, considering contending for this Heaven position, it's way too tough. Mako steps
And now
into the
you
crosshairs.
can't try retake this.
Estrella
Oh, you have so much
is
money, you
free
might as well
right
try
now,
to do
just
damage.
getting
Wait for
tapped
that smoke to
away.
go.
Gotta call it.
Damn, they're gonna
chance,
save.
2v4.
Too difficult
Oh,
to
they'll
get
take
in.
this.
I
They'll
was
take
looking
that
at the
money all
utility
day.
change-ups as well for freeing, for example, putting the alarm bot on the nano
Don't
swarm
even
for the
think they need
C-side
to
in
hunt
case
at all.
got
Yeah, they
moved
were like
further
tempted
into
to hunt,
C,
and then I think
so they
someone
could
took
put more
control and was
focus
like,
on
dude,
the
we don't even
B-side
need
on
to.
towards
We've
Rubble.
got to worry about our money.
It just feels like, you know, as soon as Jemkin got in
Every
towards the B-side
single
there,
hit
it was a
so
little bit too
far
difficult to have any
for
follow-up come through
RRQ
from DRX, taking some great
over
space.
towards
I don't know
B,
how,
like even
Crazy
if
Guy
it's an
has
instant reaction,
managed to fall away on that
they
one.
do not care about Heaven,
But,
which makes me think
regardless,
the DRX never
RRQ
play
get their
here,
7th round
ever.
on the board.
Like they just don't hold B
Still
from
keeps
Heaven.
themselves more than afloat.
Mm.
They still keep everything on Icon. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, maybe we need to...
We need to what? What do we need to do?
Can't tell.
You won the round.
That is classified information, Komodo.
For sure, redacted. We'll never know. Combo util again for DRX out this A side of things, and then playing 1B, 1C. Spot out any information if you can, but you really want to go for this rubble control. No TP from Marco to the top of rubble to have any high-low. But pressure building up towards this C side, really. You might see him from the shadows over here if required.
Same thing again.
RRQ have been doing really well on baiting out a lot of this utility, really forcing DRX to think and have some good
They're
adjustments.
keeping a bit of an eye on it. I
around
don't
the
think they
map.
ever play.
You know, these are the sort of situations as well where if you're Australia, are you contemplating dropping a pit a little bit later on to try and funnel RRQ away from you?
Not entirely sure just yet. I mean, so far not seeing too much towards the C site. You still got this 2-2-1 where DRX has a couple players to watch down B. Mako, then to find the first. Paranoia as well as a TP away. Hyunmin back into position where
Instant
RRQ
Ominal.
might not
Mako is hit very
expect it.
fast though.
Cancelled. Salvo's still going in.
Oh,
Hyunmin has
Hyunmin.
a lot to do here.
He might have been blinded, but the toxic screen,
It helps him.
yeah, well, also helps
Mako's
RRQ
got
to
no
kinda sneak in
flash
through
anymore
from
for this.
Tree, though, but is that going to be enough?
And
Mako
he's
in
super.
position,
Oh, mate.
and he
he's
lines
he's
them
solo
up,
winning
racks
rounds.
up 2
It's
more
like the only
kills.
reason they're winning rounds right
Experiment
now.
to try to hold it down
Look
the
at him
backside.
go.
30 seconds left. Just Monyet. He's got to watch out for A-Link as well, though, and that's where Freeing will stab him
Okay,
in
Mako
the back.
is on his own. Got
The
2 of
numbers
these.
aligning right now, so
at
Marco
minimum.
4K equals round win for DRX, because that's another one where he's just absolutely delivered the goods and really not overplayed his hand too much. A moment in time where he may have been traded out by Jemkin, but still gets him at the end in the 3rd kill, finishing it up nicely around the A site as well. No pit needed to be invested for DRX. They will hold that available for the last round of this half. And you're also seeing with the
Judge for the
repositioning
after
from
plan.
Monyet
We're
from
already
the
planning
shadows
of getting
down to
over
drop,
towards B.
you know, didn't really give him the chance
See what they
anymore
do.
for
See if
a
they
1
don't
versus 3
do anything
scenario.
over towards heaven again.
Looking for a quick hit into the
Hey, you
side.
know they're
Both
coming here.
Vipers
Surely
on
go
Judge
heaven.
plays. In with a gate crash though, but that's quickly dealt with, and now you got the Viper screen up.
Yeah, counter pit going in towards the B site. But will the turret actually...
Oh, what a weird
they'll
run
give
this
you
one
any
is.
information
Looks
with
pretty
this
impossible for
as
RRQ.
Well, they're now contending
We got the
inside
judge off.
Estrella's pit.
Okay.
He needs to be the judge, the jury, the executioner, but he's spotted out.
Still manages to bang them up though, just by the trailing image of it all.
They
Down
got
to
5?
Just Crazy
Yeah,
Guy
not
left,
too bad
where
considering.
DRX all of a sudden find themselves with ultimate map control.
Yeah, it feels like the Viper utility at the moment. It's done the lion's share of the work for DRX, hasn't it? Australia's toxic screen getting in the decays, same for the pit. And then the shots just drain on out for the remainder of the DRX members. So finally we see something, you know, well coordinated from DRX here. Bloody hell, what a shot that one was from Crazy Guy on the timing. I'm saying well coordinated from DRX because this should be their round, but it's the last round of the half.
Oh
Never
god.
quite know.
Well,
he starts off pretty well, but now
Okay.
not expecting Mako to be in that spot.
Hey, you
Mako
gave it a good
once
go.
Again, saving rounds for DRX. It's 7-5 at the end of the first half.
yeah, it's not like the 8-4 on the last map either, right? So a little bit more to work with for DRX, especially if they themselves now are able to pick up the pistol, or if not, well, is that the time for RRQ to start to look to close it out and book their ticket to Toronto? Who knows? Because everybody, if you are just joining us throughout this one, this next half is going to decide which of these 2 teams here will meet with Gen G from Pacific over at that Masters event.
Do you think TMV has a
point, it
chance
still
to
could
qualify
be
for
either
Toronto? What
one.
do you mean? Mate,
That's where tensions continue to rise
Yo,
even further
you've
up.
been-
I mean, you're
your brain's
talking
messed
about
up, man. You okay?
DRX with this curious decision to start on the defensive half. We see them ending 5-7, which isn't too bad. What about their attacking side now? Because they just pulled off an incredible performance against T1 yesterday.
TMV equals
Both maps
team
go to overtime, and
vitality.
DRX still
Mate,
better
how,
their
yeah, how,
opponents.
Yeah,
how are you
I
trying
don't
to
know
say
if I'd call it,
the
like,
TMV is team
incredible. It was
vitality?
entertaining for sure, but if you want to talk about the incredibleness, you probably want to talk about a 12-0 half or, you know, an 11-1. You want something just absolutely commanding. That's an incredible scene because you've got all the right reads, you've got all the right understanding on a map.
Yeah, we saw that from Gen G.
We didn't get that from DRX against T1, but we did get some good rounds on the attacking side on the second half. It did start off with the pistol though, so it's going to be a key.
What happens to the Liquid K-Corp match? We don't know really. The fact that they deleted the VODs makes me believe it's getting replayed fully, and the 1-0 doesn't count.
From DRX,
Otherwise, you're not deleting the VOD.
Baiting out a lot of this utility, playing with a lot of the rotations.
So I think they've already made the decision, but we'll wait and see.
How the players operate this, as well as the IGLs on both ends. I mean, both ends finding themselves on opposite ends of the spectrum right now in terms of the kill feed.
I was talking about DRX there, but for RRQ as well, right? If you're able to pick up the pistol round here, that would be absolutely brilliant for you. You've got still reposition available.
Let's talk about pistols real fast, chat. We've got a little 3-2, 1-1 every single map.
Crazy guy to back up this C site with Xfero if things get a little bit problematic.
Cover going out.
Just waiting for utility to trail through.
Yeah.
Aftershock, snake bites.
Not seeing anything come on through yet, so you don't necessarily need to use the snake bite.
DRX trying to bait it out as best they can as well.
Yeah, now when you've got no toxins, now's the time you would probably look to use it. But
sneak in, but the fault line.
Yeah, waiting for a potential shrouded step from Marco, but he doesn't have one available.
The drone just cleared out pillars as well, so DRX thinking to just really commit into this one C site. The snake bite drawn out. Still Xfero trying to play around the stairs. Crazy guy with the off angle. He does find the first, but off to the trades. DRX.
The crazy guy's playing insane, by the way. It's mad. It's mad what he's doing.
As well, though. And RRQ has a slight opportunity.
How hard is this retake? They got Omen Flash.
Meanwhile, DRX looking to reposition.
They got one smoke, Omen Flash.
Hyunmin's off it.
Blinding.
Play it close. Hyunmin looking for kills or possibly refresh the utility, but it's not needed. Look at that.
Nice shots, dude. Every single map. 1-1 on the pistols. Those are lovely shots. That was fast.
Shots out for Hyunmin. Certainly needs to be the tip of the spear here for DRX to charge on through, you would think. He needs to be very sharp, very potent and punishing. So it's good to see that a couple of great shots do come out from him at the end there in the 3 versus 3 that may very well look awkward if you consider salvos, Fukushi. You know, how long were they away from being able to put at the back of the site? Talk about rotations and positioning. You know, the rotations were...
Yeah, love the 2 deaths. Go out for the early duel.
Earlier on, but just not enough.
And nothing crazy for RRQ gun-wise, but
it's just a pistol.
There's a ghost, yeah. Not too bad.
Well, I mean, it is, but they're not going to go for it.
Well, it still is a lot of information found then for RRQ to put more attention towards this ace site. Prowler confirms it. Jemkin trying to hold it close.
Yeah.
DRX considering the option to go into B.
It's one of the things as well, right? Marco always playing at the tree. He wasn't really contested with, where generally teams try to isolate him and find some good punishment, but didn't happen on their defensive half.
Well, right now at least, managed to sneak on through it. Flash to hold them back.
Dude, they're trading pretty good. The damage is nice right here. Salvos into send.
He's been putting up huge numbers for RRQ, but still with the pistols as they dive on through. The automatic weapons will still find numbers. Off to the last one though.
1 versus 2.
Yeah, slightly low HP as well. Some decent dinks might do huge favor for Jemkin. Sneaks on over. They're not really peeking out just yet. DRX trying to play it safe as much as possible, but that is a Bulldog now afforded to Jemkin. They know he's on the spike. They try to peek together, and
good damage though. They do keep the main 2 guns though, so it's not too bad. It's Laffy, thanks so much with the primate. Thank you for the 2 months, dude. Appreciate that.
As DRX, or are you playing more on the side of caution to have a proper gun round come in the next one if you don't feel like you're getting all of the components for this round? The pistol round and the second will tie things up from DRX. Now this is the scenario where they started to falter a little bit against T1. They got into the site, they forced out a couple of post-plant scenarios that they ultimately lost to defuse retakes. Rubble control will be established for RRQ. You're not going to be able to force them out. Of course, not running a Teo on DRX's side. We've seen how brutal freeing can be on the Teo. You push him onto the Killjoy. Feels different, to put it lightly.
Flashes as well. It's going to be tough for them to retake or re-clear. It's going to spend...
Oh.
expend a lot of utility.
Oh, that was nice from him.
Unaware that Jemkin
Dodge
was
the
still
just Util well. Instant reaction try, force over towards B. Pretty much the same as what RRQ was trying to do. And still with the pressure, they should know the B split's coming in here.
But then RRQ still within range. Utility all prepped up and ready to set off.
Uh-oh.
Peaks, though, all of a sudden unaware. There are a couple players pushing up from pillar.
They want that gun. You definitely want to see a scenario where that gun is going to be retrievable, but sticking it in the salvos, the plant goes down.
And then for DRX to attempt to hold, the gun unfortunately robbed away as well.
Great Omen flash.
Beginning to flood back.
Ah, dude, it's a really good Omen flash.
Online for the ace, stolen at the end by Cushy,
I mean,
but
it got
still
everyone.
around, successfully picked up at the end.
Yeah, that's just some sharp shooting to come out from Jemkin and some quick realization on the opponents as well, right? 4 alive in the bonus round for RRQ, certainly going to be great for them coming in towards the next one.
Jemkin, yeah.
The reason why I highlight
He did great. I mean, this duel was the main one, but everyone else kind of Omen flash for him to get through the choke point.
What you did as Jemkin, when you've got that wall up that you can dance around with your opponents, you can kind of dodge out the prowler,
close to an ace.
Safety net, go back in, take your kill, and then get out of dodge. Where if you see a Teo there, they're generally going to be putting in
Your ult for the retake and 1 away from the Raze ult, so you should know that they go over towards C. Looking at the moment like RRQ aren't going to do any kind of punish on this one and just let them have the ult. Maybe they take a lot of space. Okay, they're faking that they go in aggro. That's nice. They fake that they go aggro and then wait for the reaction over towards A. Win the 50-50 duel. Oh, crazy guy's dead. The smoke isn't coming in time, right?
Space.
Yeah, Prowler spots him. They've got to have the go time.
Oh, that was nice, bro. With the kill, he gets his ult as well.
As Hyunmin, so they can start to establish a plant. And Cushy realizes this one. Drone on in will make you think that they may very well be coming early in towards a retake.
Maybe. We got dimensional drift with Jemkin able to force his
got a Yoru ult for this. Sorry, got an Omen flash for this one. Omen flash goes in too early though, so we don't get any kind of combo. It does clear all of this and locks them in though. It's a good ult.
We'll find that mound position
Shot.
instead. Back line, and that causes.
You just flashed your teammate, didn't you? Or maybe not.
RRQ continuing to push up now and completely
Did flash his teammate there, but damn, this was nice in the end. I love the overall strat. Like the overall strat at the beginning of the round's pretty cool, right? Pre-barrier, they fake the C, right? Like they're pushing C, trying to fight for the orb here, so he feels like he can take some free space, but then someone's holding him, so it's an easy kill. That was smart, first of all. And then the Yoru ult was good, because he ended up just locking him in. And it's another round where Jemkin's a beast as well.
Everything there, some good flashes, completely blinding up the members of DRX and allowing his team to get in and capitalize on that as well. Just another.
Damn, he still had his clone set up as well for the retake. Wait, this guy's legit on Yoru, by the way.
Fired up right now as the scoreline nears double digits. RRQ, they've crumbled DRX's economy as well.
Are we going to get another scenario like the T1 game yesterday where this round would go to the likes of RRQ and then DRX start to make a comeback on attack to try and push us towards OT?
Would be lovely.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm glad they missed their breach damage a little bit there.
Could certainly change it though. Bane with Nightfall could provide some
Stinger force. Omen flash looks good. One person beater though over towards site, so they do still get site control. Oh boy.
Close range. You called it, Komodo. Get out of there. Off of the positions now. Hyunmin trying to play around it. Still stunned up. Still able to sidestep. Decent damage going over and forces the Nightfall out. It's gonna be
they put the fatal into the low buy.
Just
oh, it's going wrong for DRX.
He's playing off towards, well, the most obvious spot. Jemkin already beginning to stick on the spike.
Tried to save him.
Knows his time is up. Looks for 1, maybe 2 kills at the very least. But
Shane Tasty with the prime. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you, Shane.
And that's a hefty
the prime usage
as well. Honestly, I mean, the Nightfall used from Bane there to push the Heaven position, and you're only shooting the clone to come out, getting flashed and immediately traded. I mean, there's no value that you're able to get on the back of that one. You technically dropped it in a 2 versus 4 scenario as well. I mean, Spike already being diffused and in a pretty problematic position for Marco to be able to get a retake happening as well. That's
it was like 4v4 for the ult, but it still wasn't good considering the positions, guns, HPs.
Last one for them of this environment unless they push us into overtime, or unless RRQ decide to use any of their two, who really haven't felt the need. You know, even when the round started going DRX's way, there was nothing too consistent, right? It was the 2 at the tail end of the first half, and then it was the 2 rounds that they get at the beginning of this half. That's not enough with the break in the middle to draw out a timeout when you had the great lead at the first half. So I think RRQ are still in a pretty powerful position here.
That's true. That's true. But you're forgetting one thing, Komodo.
What's that?
This is now the DRX timeout. This is where it all begins.
But they only converted 1 round last time, Quack.
E2's chances to make Toronto.
We'll see.
Well, maybe it was
I
2.
mean,
They'll
I
prove
give them
you
the
wrong,
best chance
Komodo.
out of the 4 that are in
It's
lower
gonna
bracket,
happen.
obviously, but
This is
they're going to be a hard run.
Masters
I think
Toronto.
they will be fine.
They didn't miss a beat. They were right
But-
there. Masters Bangkok,
Again,
but
I don't mind watching a
have
close
also
game and a bit
lost
of a struggle because it will be
somewhat
really
lost
fun
the
to
title
watch.
of the strongest team in Korea.
But I think they're going to be
they've-
so
they've-
fine. They're
they fell
pretty
into the
legit, man.
juice of the 5-6.
They have been
That's the-
slightly
that's the
exposed on a
achievement
couple of
trying.
maps, I feel like, but
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Evan Odin.
the Odin's out. Doing our best art impression. We'll see. Jumpkin has the.
I just think
op
they
as
they
well.
still look better than the other 4 teams in lower bracket.
Quick rolling thunder into Armageddon play. Hyunmin is dead.
Dude, he's
not
dead,
able
dead.
to evade it whatsoever. Mako though TPs himself into a kill.
Mako does really good
Doors
to
as
trade this
well,
one
right?
back though. They
If there
don't
was a Yoru, for
really
example, the DRX
get
have
to
played
hold onto
before.
the space that they
They'll be
normally
able to
do
get
when they
out,
try and
but
use this
this
ult.
time, wrong agent, wrong location. You
The
do get a
Waylay,
trade, though, on
the
a
Waylay
cushy.
got exposed a little bit, yeah.
So there's an opportunity in this 4 versus 4 to still.
Dude, the
try
prep
and
from
navigate an
Sentinels is pretty good.
advantage.
But this is
That
not the
ascent was so
timeout.
fun
This
to
is where
watch.
DRX's game plans might not come into
I
fruition.
like the one-sided halves.
Trap with the fault line available and an Odin that can still spam out. You're waiting to see what's going to happen on the back of this door.
Oh,
Xfero is in the right spot, dodging out the flash.
He's ready. And there it
Damn,
is,
with the
kills
spam
coming
as
through. It's a
well.
bit of a
Monier
crossfire
got
if
the
you
other
consider
one
the
through
Odin
the
spam
wall.
as well, just
Through the wall.
completely wallbanging
He wrecked him
everything
from
up. Just
tree.
Estrella left, and
Dude, he's
not
wrecking him with the
able
Odin.
to get out. DRX completely thrown into disarray.
Makes a lot of
off
sense
the
though, right? They
ultimate
tail.
combo.
Oh, he's got the Odin
gorgeous
for when they
from
funnel and
RRQ.
push over
Absolutely
towards here. Would stun them
cheeky, don't
anyway.
get
They
me
have the
wrong.
stun on
It's,
top of it. It's a lovely
quote-unquote
trap
not
play with the
fair
tail.
Valorant, but you'll take that one when they recognize
tactical.
that the breakable door is the intended target of DRX there, and a paranoia misses its mark onto Xfero. I mean, there's only one spot that you need to really be spamming in that sort of situation. It's a very narrow choke point that was widened up in a patch a little bit ago, but
The
it's still quite
one-sided,
difficult to
one-sided
just
halves.
get through
A
that
fair
one.
amount of them
Don't
are
get the timeout, not
snowballing,
converting for DRX.
but
It's tactical.
the ones that you
Two
see that are
more.
like really defense-sided, a lot of the
That's all
times
they
it's
were
like
looking for.
because of
DRX now,
comps,
Stingers. We've seen
like double
some
sentinel or just having a
incredible
vice and not having like the right
slash
stuff to be able to
half-buys.
default the wall.
looking to challenge.
So it's a solid mix of
Not yet.
snowballing and
Why
meta.
would you look to challenge him? He's not weak by any means. He's just ripped you a new one in the last round.
It's just a position where you know you need to.
They do
get
good to
him out
force
of
him
that
back, and
spot.
they've taken the
Talking about
space over
position, though.
towards B, so they can definitely call him
The
back. But
Sentinel-ish
this is still a
roster that
question mark.
RRQ run. There's a gap in the B side of
They
things
did
that
just
is
get wrecked here
not being
earlier.
watched for at the
They don't
moment.
have a great ult to
Great has
retake
an
this.
inkling. We'll come back to check, but the
It's all about opening this door here and creating pressure, to be honest.
5 versus
I
5 retake
think
here.
Jemkin-
Always going for the plan. It's gonna be
I think
Bane.
it's a
I
fair
wouldn't
needs to
mind
go
it,
like
it'd be free.
this.
You would have had a lockdown, lads.
Spike planted.
Well,
Or Australia on a pit.
neither available. Just comes down.
Does
to
Munyet even
possible
consider
first kill. They
close?
just went in for whatever was.
Doesn't look like it.
quickest.
Yeah.
RRQ then though. I mean, it is close range. The Stingers again still.
They're not going for this one.
Just to play the long game. DRX then to possibly die to the spike until Xfero begins to push in, now tapping onto the spike. Estrella, what are you gonna do? Tucked inside the smoke, Jemkin beginning to stick it all the way through. It's off at the right time, but still the kills
All
going
in.
all the way over. DRX then
Yeah,
able
nicely
to
done.
turn it back around
Mako
because
managed to
has
get-
picked up the
Mako
Odin.
owned
The
it, man.
gets
Picked up
used at
that
the end
Odin.
there as well. The spike already
Well,
has
Yeah,
diffused.
Killjoy
I mean,
goes
they
in,
could
but they need to
probably
win
just
a
stick it
round.
If you wanted to play on the back of that respect there, that's
Beginning to feel nerves.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it is a
mean,
little bit
we've
s-
seen
a
a
little bit
of a
nervous on
quote-unquote
that.
wasted Nightfall earlier on. I'd probably call that one a little bit wasted when you've still got a crossfire available in the 1 versus 2. I mean,
I hear what you're saying.
yeah. Look, let's just throw that one away, right? It's a thrifty round that DRX have managed to pull through with Marco stealing things with the Odin.
Still, you know, 11-8. You're absolutely right in this
Ooh,
fact that
Okay,
it could
yeah, I was gonna say.
turn things around, but we do have Estrella with the Viper's Pit. Ooh,
Here's a good pit out of them. As we can see over towards A is nice and free. We've got the double punish over towards B. And, I mean, Freeing's just going to get wrecked here. Can he get one?
Not focusing on the side itself. How has Freeing won that? He's been removed from solo.
I just want to talk about the game, man. I just want to talk about the game with no consequences.
Position, and that's just incredibly smart.
Ridiculous.
Then, though, for Estrella to try to get to spot Xfero as well. But quickly spotted out, just so quick. 3 kills netted up by Freeing.
How's he done that?
He's finding his groove, it feels like, potentially, in these last few rounds. The Teo Titan now on the Killjoy collecting. This will be another round for DRX. A flawless one, in fact, if things continue this trajectory. You didn't need to invest the pit as well, so that'll be quite important. How long will you hold that as well when you consider that Jemkin's going to be able to scope things out soon enough with the dimensional drift? This is the time, though. This is the time, though.
Big round for DRX.
I wonder, as RRQ, as Ewok and as Warbirds, do you give DRX some time to think with a timeout or not?
Not unless you see something that you really want to call out for the team.
The time is paused. I think they're doing it, Quack.
Just might be. One thing is for certain, though, with these
That's,
kills,
that's so fast, though. The first guy gets melted.
Riled up.
Yeah.
Definitely see a fair share of Southeast Asian fans in the crowd as well.
Couple of rounds will decide the victor.
To their first time around this
now
map.
the timeouts come through from RRQ. They're feeling the pressure, and yeah, I don't mind it, right? They haven't found round number 12. They've still got space. They've got 2 timeouts to use in regulation. They feel the need that they have to have a conversation. They very much should, when you consider that this is the furthest they've ever been and the closest they've ever been
did
to
the
an
donk.
international event.
The crouch move spray.
We haven't seen a seed number 1 come through from our Alpha Omega group styles.
This is Omega. We haven't seen RRQ make it to any international events ever. 3 years in the making, and this could be their first. If you let it slip at this point, just imagine how heartbreaking that's going to be. So close to it, just 2 rounds away, and they can just almost taste it. We'll see right now at the very least. We've seen that Odin come into play. They're doing it again. Jemkin now on an op, though. Possibly to hold info lines towards Pillar, possibly Mound.
Okay, it's
Meanwhile,
big investment.
DRX, so far, so good with the A plays.
Oh, he has no idea again.
No Monyet is here, and they've been looking to push him
Dude,
off
that
of
Prowler actually saves Monyet a little bit here. My goodness. Dude, those extra bullets just wrecked 2 of them.
RRQ.
They got
Around the corner over reset,
at least 1 regen on there.
Scoreline 2. But for DRX, 1 step after the other. Especially if you can gain favor in this round, find an opening kill. There's not a lot around the map at the moment for RRQ to waltz back over to this A site, but now you maybe start to feel a little bit more that you need to. Drone to confirm some information. I like the timing on this one for Kushi that sees a bunch of members actually. You'll check the radar on that one. And Crazy Guy does make his rotation over here. 45 seconds to go.
They got no info over towards B. They can't pivot. They just got to force over towards
40
us.
seconds left, though. That's when they begin to burst into
No
cycle.
way. How did he get through here? Chill, you're a Teo. You're a Teo. What are you doing?
You got Cushy back in.
Oh
Slight
my
witless
goodness,
rage
shot.
transfer. Crazy Guy with the assistance, and it's just Freeing left. DRX
That guy played like this with
completely
salvos. At least Crazy Guy got there in
dismantled
time.
as they tried to push
Holy,
up.
nicely
It's all
done. Man,
down to the
Monyet, how's he
hands
done
of
that?
Monyet with this disgusting Odin.
He's playing
Safe
aimbots,
hands,
bro.
though.
Fade
Safe
eye.
hands in that one for the
Guy
SEA
double
fans
jumping in
out
with a
there. That
satchel,
is
and he managed to
now
get the other
map
kill.
point for RRQ. The investment of the timeout.
Dude, Monyet
is
had a
better.
quiet
Yes,
game,
you
but that
gave
is
your
a
opponent
massive
in
round.
DRX some time to discuss things, but you come away with the round that
Dude,
may
look at
have
it.
mattered the most. You
It's
stave
insane.
off being reset. You stave off having an equalization.
Dude, Crazy Guy just got
You
here
give
in
yourselves
time.
3 rounds to try and figure things out here.
A lot more pressure taken off their shoulders right now.
Okay, 3 chances.
Series
Toronto.
Point, same position.
3
same
Toronto
Odin.
chances.
And the op once again, Freeing. He's in position around Pillar. Might be looking for the lurk timing, but he has no idea Jemkin will be around. Monyet still spamming away.
It's the
Oh, watch
scenario.
out. He's
How do you
spamming off
unblock
that.
him, right?
Yeah.
How do you scare this
Mako
position
goes
away?
down
You
a
need to
little
open the
bit.
door. You need to
Some
dump
of it
some
was the
utility to force him on back.
war
Trying
zone
to
Viper.
creep on over. Footsteps not heard. Monyet does trail back thanks to the Prowler though. But
Big
that's
kill.
the lurk now, quickly sussed out. Jemkin with the off. Hyunmin though all of a sudden.
7
This week, you get
HP.
a plant down as a Strayer as well. You need to go for the pit after this plant.
Boombot confirms, and there's the pit. Hyunmin is 1 away from Showstopper. Low HP though, so I don't think you really want to deploy it in this round. Clone spotted, and you know Jemkin's
Big
right
play with
around
the 7
corner.
HP to be
Drop
tucked in here the whole time.
Still marking the position, and there's the first kill. Swaps on over onto the back, but Xpero spins on a dime. It just is Estrella and Bane. They've been spotted out thanks to the defensive drift.
Now
Estrella onto the shorties. Tries to bring DRX alive once again, and they will
Oh
continue
my.
hanging on by this thread. It's getting
Where are the
ever
ults?
closer,
Monyet
Komodo.
it's a
has
tight
his
thread,
ult.
certainly is,
Dude,
isn't it?
Yaman
Yeah,
has
that's 10
his.
on the
Mako
board
has
for
his. This might
DRX,
get
and with that
close.
round, they
2 chances
force
left.
Another investment from RRQ. So someone there was with 7,300. So you need to do some quick maths to get out of buy, or maybe you can have a timeout here and have some elongated maths, because I think you need a deep talk again as RRQ to try and convert and close this map, because if this is the time
time out?
when you see yourselves
they do time
on
out.
12, I start to consider the jinx that I may have deployed on towards this server earlier on with the overtimes. We saw 22 to 20.
They
with
won the
Nongshim
round
and
last time they
RRQ.
timed out.
We've seen a longer OT in one of the other regions recently.
They've been getting out towards A for free, so maybe you would expect some kind of
Discussions
aggro
here
A for sure.
RRQ though. And of course DRX, 2 rounds to push us to overtime. 1 round though to push RRQ to Toronto.
That's all it takes. You've seen the defensive setups, you've seen Jemkin with this lurk, but one thing that wasn't considered was Hyunmin and how he was able to sneak into sight through the left side. Blast packed over.
Yeah, very cheeky, very sneaky. But it's these sort of timings and moments that, whilst you can't always rely upon, if you see them happen, you have to capitalize upon them. So let's see what'll happen.
Okay, it looks
here,
like DRX
round
might be
number
a step ahead on this one.
23.
2 chances, and they go 4-person aggro towards A. Got 1 person close to hear it and tell the other 4 that they might need just to pop over towards C with the Razor.
In what they can.
They're
at least.
relatively silent. They didn't use
Whatever
that
coaches
much.
and IGLs cooked up for us, DRX now opting for the C push.
That's a lie. They used the flash as well.
Hyunmin with the showstopper as well.
Flash,
Force Xfero to
stun,
fall on back. Don't want to see a
Salvos.
gravestone put up too early for him, so RRQ will situate themselves in here, get forced into a 5v5 retake.
Just a full retake. RRQ doesn't really have any ultimates for the retake scenario either.
Yeah, it's a hard retake. They did do a
Ultimates, do you even consider a save if you
drone
don't
that
find
checked
anything in
all
the
of
next
over
couple
towards
seconds?
speed to see if they need
That's
to
a
worry about a
great
luck. They
question.
didn't see anyone, so they
Always.
don't have to worry about a luck.
RRQ though, certainly looking to
Oh,
fight
man,
for it
flash.
at
Dude,
the
we
very
have
least.
4
Find a
people
pick,
over
and that would
towards
be the go
Mount.
signal. Right now, all the sight engulfed in smokes, but Hyunmin to hold all the lines.
Oh my god,
Triple
dude's
kill
aim is
collected
insane.
and wrecked up.
Gotta save. That's the call.
No way in hell do you
Yeah,
continue
DRX came out
pushing
on
off
top of
that.
this one.
He's gone in there with the showstopper, but it's those
Came
3
out on
shots
top
that have
after the
brought the
timeout.
party for Hyunmin, for DRX, and
Instant
for
reaction with the
fans.
Razor.
That is a big one.
And
for DRX
Mako
to
has his
be
ult into the
winning.
next round.
I was thinking to myself
Dude, and
as
they're
well,
1 away from
do you consider a
Fatal as
save?
well.
Because you're playing on the back of some lost bonus coming in towards this next round. Does Cushy even find 1 kill? To
Okay, 3
potentially
chances down to that
have the
1 last
Armageddon
chance,
come in towards
and
this now last round of
definitely some orb
regulation?
talk
You
is
don't
going to
get any
happen.
of them.
You got 1
No
away
get
from each team.
Shut down and squandered by Hyunmin.
Just
Dude, look at
peeked off
this.
From the left side of the smoke.
Oh, that third shot is...
One by one, Hyunmin.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
just in the decay. Will carry on. Last round of regulation now. Will we go into overtime, or will RRQ win this with the haphazard
Dude, the
buy?
judge holds C to end it. That's scary.
Crowd chanting for DRX now. Well, we do have Xpero.
They hear a lot of people going aggro over towards here. We get the Euro TP in, and they have not pulled the judge out yet, so this one's big. Fatal, it's going to wreck him though. Oh, dude, you're in trouble.
The showstop, or rather the shotgun.
It's all too clear. The Armageddon, though, instantly ripped. It's a little bit too early.
It's a great Omen flash.
To try to flush back in.
Oh, they didn't take anywhere else. They wanted to re-hit over towards the site. Wait, RRQ did pretty good here.
Real early or not, you start to see some re-clears from RRQ. However, rotate door sniffed on out as the stealth drone finds things, but DRX together as 4.
I'm surprised when this happened, Mako didn't
The heavier
to
numbers,
like
just
take
crazy
space
night.
or even create pressure.
Spoiler on and off timing.
Dude, he spots a
Lotus
good amount
out
here.
at the last second.
It would have been ill timing for DRX, not waiting for Australia's wall to go on up, but now a smoke towards drop, a plant to be established.
And Mako to lurk around this position as well. You got the poison cloud off towards drop now, which makes things that much more difficult. RRQ trying to start things off. You got the clone. Oh,
No
no
way, how?
What? Just Temkin now, and it continues to waterfall over.
It was mid-air, no?
They need to survive. They need to bring this round back up alive. Freeing. He's done it. Just down to Cushy. You know exactly where your opponents are, but do you have the kills? He pushes up.
1-on-1.
Freeing hiding inside a tree. Just looking for the headshot. Tapped onto the spike. He doesn't see him. Tries to play it safe.
I think she's
Cushy
back at
taps
site,
back
dude.
onto it. He's not giving up his position.
He's not even
Still
thinking about the
tucked
tree.
behind this corner. The spike continuing
Damn,
to tip away.
dudes. 3 of them. 3
DRX
chances to
will
nothing.
collect the round, pushing us into
That
overtime.
was a mad hold on
Cushy
site.
couldn't get it done. The one spot he's not even looking at, judging by the
Yeah,
radar.
he
A
just
deeper spot
Just
into the
repositioned
tree,
instant.
where Freeing absolutely delivers with the clutch play to come on out. The 2 versus 4.
Yeah, look at him, gets
from
these 2 and then
Freeing,
just no
putting
hesitation straight over
everything on
towards
his
tree.
back where Australia tried to help out there. But it's the 3K from Freeing that pushes into OT. It's the 3 in a row, 5 out of the last 6 for DRX, and the overtime percentage
Dude, the
right
overtime
now,
win percentage
it
isn't great.
switches into DRX's favor, you may think, but RRQ not out. Attacking side to start for them. See what they've got.
And Odin is exactly what they've got.
It
Bane
was nice though.
jumped down to half HP, trying to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, the door's been
Aggro
broken as
over
well.
towards A. Do you know what's mad about this? Is Freeing
Little
did
bit of
this
forward
in another
space
game.
From RRQ.
And he insta-died.
As a full unit.
But this time, in overtime, I swear it was overtime as well.
That's going to be a very viable
He's
option
pushed
for DRX.
and
You
he's
would
taken the
expect to come
space
later
though, and he's won his round. He's won the
minutes
round.
go.
Surely.
RRQ still very
Got him
favored
locked
to end
in.
things at this A
They can
site,
1-1-3.
forcing Marco back, forcing Hyunmin to rotate over.
No.
It was overtime against T1. Yeah,
careful
he
about
lost the
breakable
round
door
right
too
because
here.
of it.
Info game at the very least, yeah. You know, DRX is still pretty much commanding this right now.
He spots the
Watch for the
TP.
flank.
He's now
How will the
locked
team
everyone.
successfully make their way into the A
A
site?
little bit of a
They're
question
waiting
mark
for all the
here.
utility
They could
components
maybe
here.
even get
RRQ
4 on the
layer
rotate.
them down together for a huge explosion.
Dude, he's
There it goes.
pushing.
Mako has the flash though, and it does stall them somewhat.
Does the
All
Pharaoh
chucked
consider
up
this?
inside of tree.
Yeah,
And
but
that's when all of a
it's
sudden
for
Freak
nothing.
springs over. The flash
Great
coming
flash.
over, but it's also Jemkin to find the trades right back up to bring things to a 3v3. Hyunmin still hovering around the top of heaven, but it's
Oh
been
my
spotted.
god, Jemkin, what a
He
shot.
turns back up around. Estrella then continuing to hover, and he will find the next one.
Dude, Jemkin.
Eliminates another
He gets
player
ult to
once
find
again,
him.
and it's just Freeing left.
It's got to be Freeing, doesn't it? The savior.
And he's got
There we
all
go,
the
there's the
utility to work
info.
off of, but it's KJ utility.
Playing
Will it
time.
be enough? Fake gate crash and out of the dimensional drift Freeing, considering all of these options.
Down
Goes for
into
the
jump
tap, and the fault
spot.
line comes out.
Dude, no one
Tries to
spots.
hold for the positions now, but Jemkin quick on the wide
What
swing.
is that?
A quad kill
Bro's
takes up
crazy,
an OT1.
man.
A
Bro's
4K
crazy.
from Jemkin.
He's entering back at
Push
sight as well
RRQ
during this.
onto
Flash to
another
get through the
scenario
choke.
where they may be able to get
Look at this.
the victory here. He certainly dug deep for the kills on that one, finding the timing,
Shot.
looking at the right spot. Just the quick shots to come out from him as well, and in the 1
Goodness.
versus 2, having the contingency of your teammate in the back line.
Okay, another go at it.
Needed as well.
The
So
swing,
let's
yeah,
see.
his mate stunned for him, but
They
then
are
he
going
wanted
to
to
be
late
able to
play.
close this
Or
one
Jemkin
out
said, I'm
as
going to
well,
play fast or something.
If DRX will push us into another overtime now.
Because he's
on the
pre-aiming the
attacking
guy
side, they're
defusing and he's
not
just
able to establish any rubble
flicking.
control. I talk about it earlier, where Jemkin playing at rubble will have a gate crash available to get out.
The one difference
Yeah,
right
this
now,
is like
though,
the first time
Fowler
in
and
a
Lee
long,
will be
long
trained
time
to
they've actually
sneak
been able to
into
get
the
aggro
spot around
towards
the
A,
top
and they haven't
pillar.
insta-reacted over towards C, and they've tried to re-clear here.
Thompson
We haven't
screen.
really seen this for a
Jemkin, what have
while.
you got?
Oh, he's been great on this spot so far, but this time, high stakes.
Okay, and as
He
we
has
can
to
see here, Drone
play
is
for a
about
safer
to
team
get
instead.
is about to spot the
Now
kill.
some possible space for DRX, but oh, the drone.
Spot the
Ring,
killjoy.
He will take the challenge. Here's Jemkin jumping up, and he finds the headshot.
That was the one
didn't
kill. That was the
spot-
one
he
player
didn't
who almost
check
did
the
not
corner.
want to lose their life as RRQ here.
And with the mid-round adaptation into the B site now, Shrouded steps in, spike plant soon enough, the aftershock tossed over. RRQ, they get themselves into position. Salvos as well, ripped early on.
Smoked Marco.
And he's gonna keep himself
Wow.
alive, but
There's
oh,
a smoke
what
there.
assists. All of a sudden the kills, they spray on
There's a
through,
smoke
and
there.
it's just Estrella left. This might just be it. 14-12.
He
And
got- he's not
RRQ's
got it.
hunting for it. They stick the defuse all the
Holy,
way
it's
to the
mad.
very edge.
It's mad.
RRQ
How?
with a
How do
final
they 4v5
score
retake
of
this? How did he get 2
14-12?
through smoke?
They have been going through with this the longest journey ever, but they finally
Damn,
reached
sick for
the
RRQ.
summit. And down to the very end, you got to wave and let
Dude, the
the
coaches
RRQ
as well.
flag
Shout out to the coaches,
fly
man.
high. They are headed to Masters Toronto.
All they have to
Return
do is
for
get rid of
Montier
Chobra.
as well since Masters
Belief of
Madrid with
Chobra.
Paper X for X-Pharaoh. He has not been over
Yeah, I'm
there
happy for
in a
them, though, dude.
scenario like this since Champions 2022 before the franchise.